Lights go down, the chat lights up, engines roar, we can't get enough. From Silverstone to Suzuka Benz, it's Gavin time, the wait now ends. Strats and speed, he breaks it down. BRF1 kings chasing the crown. Tires, temps, and DRS zones, we're not alone, this is our home. Gavin's F1 show's about to begin. Rev it up, let the live stream spin. Tactics, crashes, fastest lap wins, it's BRF1. Feel rail to rush with. Start your engines, don't be late. Gavin's live and it's gonna be great. Start your engine, don't be late. Gavin's live and it's gonna be great. Pep talk, predictions fly. Who's gonna make that final try? Virtual grid, but heart still race. One mistake, it's out of place. From rookies bold to legends slick, Gavin's call is sharp and quick. PRF League, it's not the pretend. This is where the drama never ends. Gavin's F1 show's about to begin. Rev it up, let the live stream spin. Tactics, crashes, fastest lap wins, it's PRF1. Feel the rush with it. Start your engines, don't be late. Gavin's live and it's gonna be great. Don't be late. Gavin's live and it's gonna be great. Gavin, who don't stand the screen, blues don't leave, F1 dream. Don't smile, dreams about to begin. Rev it up, let my stream sing. Over to where the seasons wild, colors violent till the thrill begins. Start your engines, sound the crowd. Gavin's go for all, for all. Okay! Yeah! It's a new racing season, so let's fucking get rocking! Engines scream, the grid ignites, steel and thunder under neon lights. The Lauda roar, it shakes the ground. New season's here, yeah, the world spins round. Tires scream on the edge of control. Gavin's voice fueling every soul. Hold your breath, it's go time now. He's calling every corner loud and proud. Light it up, BRF1. The battle's burning, we just begun. To us what? To us speed. Our win condition is in a clay. Light it up, BRF1.
We're fully lit, you hear me? Let's make this an epic season.
Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to everybody on the grid this evening. This is Gavinbass1. Oh, it's good to be back with PRF1 this evening with a full grid full of really talented guys, and we are in Azerbaijan, where that deadly wall, the wall of death at the castle section, is just there to be had, and I hope nobody has it tonight. But anyway, just having a quick look at the grid before I go on to the laps. We have Jeff, in one, PRF Clem, Godwin, Dystopian, Slippery Salmon, DK, Random Users in there, Master Spreads in, Scar Tricks, Fused Demon, Mike Legend, Gareth Minimad. Hi Gareth, PRF 1 Viper is in here tonight. Schmitty, Speed Freak 52 is in, Andrew P. Smith is in, Ush is in, Dark Ush, Trappe and Linsky all in tonight. Couple of new names in there, and I see Speed Freak's in there. He's one of the guys that follows me very much so on Twitch and always keeps me company. And on that note, please guys, interact on Twitch. If there's anything at all you want me to announce or throw out there, you know what to do. Just give us a shout and I will definitely shout out as loud as I possibly can. But Azerbaijan is one hell of a track, one of my favourites for sure, and one that will test every driver to the absolute max. So really, really looking forward to a fantastic race, and I just cannot wait to see how this one pans out. At the very beginning of the stream there, I had the league tables up, and I will put them up again on the break between the quali and the race. And we will just see exactly what this race brings this evening. But this is season 12 and it's race 3, and we're on board with Clem right now on his outlap, just finishing, and he's now coming to one of the fastest straights in the calendar. And let's just see what these top speeds will bring us tonight as Godwin puts in an early 1:39.472 and throws the gauntlet out to every single driver here on the grid. Castle is calling my name like Goblin Mask. The really ski. So off Clem goes. He's in this Williams tonight as always, and he's always there and thereabouts. One of the guys on the grid that is very, very difficult to pass. So wishing everybody an absolute belter of a race tonight. Gareth just put in a lap of 1:46 and Schmitty a 1:41.590. Andrew P. Smith is a 1:43, and as always, I am wishing Andrew a great race. I'm a big fan of his and just want to see him improving. But Trappy puts it right out there again, and he sticks in a 1:39.362, putting him in provisional pole for the first quali session of the 3 sessions this evening. Looks like we're going to have a dry race. There's that wall of death I was talking about. Then that slippery right technical section onto that left-hander. And Clem's now going up the second fastest part of it. And he's going to reach up to probably close on 190 miles per hour here. Just slams on the brakes, coming up very close to 190. Takes that corner quite well. Could have taken a wee bit more, but has to be cautious on the very first lap and get it banked and get it in there. So here we come. 180 miles per hour, and he drops it into 8th now, and he just deploys all of his battery, and now he will touch everything, and here it comes. Here comes Clem. A 1:49.70 is not a shabby lap whatsoever, and that puts him into P6. That's fantastic. On with Jeffaboom. He's on a lap. He's riding on board the Aston Martin tonight, and Jeff's always there and thereabouts as well. One thing about this league, I do detect that everybody has got fantastic racecraft and also great race manners, pulling over, and oh, Jeff just clips that wall. That will have cost him quite considerable amount of time. Even though it doesn't feel it when you're on board, it really does knock the clock off. I'm going to see this lap right through to the end. And here he comes. Let's have a look how he manages this horrible part of the course where everybody dreads the wall of death. Here he comes. He's approaching the right-hander before the dreaded wall. Riding on board Jeffaboom. This is PRF1 Lauda division on a Tuesday night. Full quali, 50% race. And so far, Jeff has avoided the wall and gets onto that straight. Needs to keep very much off the white line there, because that's where a lot of guys can pick up track penalties. I hope my stream is coming through loud and clear. As you know, I've been having all sorts of internet problems, so anybody watching, just give us a thumbs up there that it's all coming through loud and clear. I've shortened my internet cable as well, so that should cut away all the stuttering that we had. This ain't going to go well, says Gaza. Why not, sir? And yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Thanks, buddy. 199, 200 miles per hour, 201, 202. Over the line he goes. And Jeffaboom puts it into 11th on a 1:41.590. But Trappy still holds that P1. And we're now going to ride on board with Random User. He's going to jump into the pits. On with Scartrix. He's driving the Mercedes tonight. And we're going to stay right on board here to see how he finishes off his opening qualifying lap here at Azerbaijan, Baku. You're 7/10 off. Yes, you are. But you're amongst all of the very best of drivers in here, guys. So you just need to tighten your safety belt, have a drink of that Red Bull, and put everything into your next lap. Here comes Scartrix over the line. He's about to go. He must have invalidated that lap. The one with Viper. He's on a lap. He's driving the Alpine this evening. PRF1 Viper. We are on board with you, sir. Enjoy your lap, because we're enjoying it here on the comms and watching you very closely. Give it everything you've got, sir. You're on live TV here with Gavinbass 1, PRF1 Azerbaijan, Tuesday nights, Lauda division. Dystopian puts in a 144. Dystopian's doing his usual little sandbagging job on the first lap. He's the big threat out there. He's the guy that's doing a lot of winning. He's the guy that does a lot of league winning. And I'm sure he is in everybody's sights this evening. And somebody needs to knock this guy down, because he is the one to watch this evening. But we're staying on board with PRF1 Viper. And he just takes that right-hander, or the left-hander beautifully, taking all of the apex and also taking all of the rumble strip. So he's ringing every corner out to try and get a lap in here that's going to put him into the top 10. Let's see what he can do. Master Spread puts in a 148.93, puts him safely in 11th place. 9th place, sorry. But what's Viper going to give? Oh yeah, Viper puts in a solid lap there of 140.449. But only 3 guys have reached the 130s just right now. On with Mike Legend. He's driving the Ferrari, but he's just warming up the lap, but I'll come back to him in a minute. Back on with Andrew. He's on a lap. He's going through the technical section now. This left-hander into the right. And then he's going to come up to the wall of death. Let's just have a look how he handles this Haas car tonight. If you're listening, Andrew, I'm wishing you all the best. Always do. Just try and avoid those old track penalties. Wow, you definitely took that sharp. Well done, sir. Nothing wrong with your pace, sir. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. You just keep that chin up and keep chiseling away and work at those track penalties, and you're going to be up there. Round the left-hander. Taking absolutely every centimetre out of that corner. Gets the power on nicely here. I think this is going to be a reasonably good lap here for Andrew. I would really love him to get into Q2 and Q3. Gets a 142.181, putting him in 16th place. So he's in the hot seat now for sure. Axel still hasn't gone out yet. Back on with Speed Freak. Let's see who we've got here now. On with Scartrix. He's only got 17 or 20% of the battery left. He's wanting a really solid lap here. At the minute, he seems to be doing okay. He's got traffic in front of him, but I don't think it's going to get in his road somehow. In fact, he might just get a tow. Clem is retired from this session in P11. He might just be getting a very distant tow here. This is really going to help him if he can sustain it. Oh, he has slowed down. Okay. On with Axel. He's another one to watch. He's a popular name out there in the racing world. Axel has a reputation of being one of the fast guys. So let's see what Axel can do on this lap. I'm going to stay right on board with his full lap. But Trappy still holds that provisional first place in Q1 with Godwin behind him. Darkosh DK has put in a 140.101, putting him, my Scottish friend, in 4th place. Solid start, sir, and I know you'll improve in that. Linsky's got a 140.46, but the people we need to watch now is from about P13, P12 down. Riding on board with Fuse Demon. He gets it a bit slippery around there, and I dare say that he gets very close to that wall. Oh, I bet you had a little moment there, Fuse. He's in the Racing Bull tonight in the beautiful livery. But he's in the danger zone, and he is finishing off this quali lap to see exactly where it puts him with only 2 minutes and 11 to go in this first session here at Azerbaijan. Dystopian has retired, so he's happy enough. He's just going to save his energy and save his tires for the next round. 195 miles per hour. And Fuse stays in 13th for the looks of it. On with Schmitty. In fact, we'll just jump on with Jeff a boom. Fuse is obviously charging the battery. He's going to have another go. I wonder just what state those soft tires are in, because I think this is a couple of times Fuse has been round. So he's going to look, it looks like he's going to have a go at this lap on fairly, not used tires, but certainly there's a couple of laps on them. So interesting to see what Fuse will do, but he's definitely in the danger zone. Schmitty is in the danger zone, and we're on board with him driving the Mercedes, coming in to that corner nicely. Sector 1, and not really much difference in his previous time. So he needs to get a little faster on Sector 2 and possibly Sector 3 to improve on that 141.5. A lot of people retiring. Clem and Scartrix have both retired in P12 and 13. I just hope that's safe. There's a couple of people out there who could just knock them off their perch. But I'm staying with Fuse, or sorry, Schmitty. Come on, Schmitty. You need the lap of your life here. Here we go. He's got plenty of battery. Well, he's got enough just to give it a squirt, get up to that top speed. 190, 194, 197. And Schmitty stays on P16. So unfortunately, it looks like we've got a couple of people going down. Oh goodness, what's happening here? Are the Ferraris giving each other a tow? Or is this Ferrari in front of him? Oh, I think Godwin is helping Mike Legend here, which is amazing if he is. This is what you call good teamwork, and this is what teams should do. So Godwin has gone out there safely. He's in P2, and he's decided to give Schmitty help round this lap. This is really interesting, and this is something that everybody should maybe watch, as long as they have enough time, which it looks like they have, to put that final belt in, because Mike Legend is in the drop zone right now. Fuse Demon is going to be worried here. If this works for these two guys, this is going to be incredible teamwork. But there you have it. Quali's over, and Mike Legend can only squeeze a 17th out of that. Not too sure what was going on there, to be quite honest. Yep, it's end of session. You're right, Gaz. So that's Trappy 1, Godwin 2, Darkosh 3, Axel 4th, DK 5th, Dystopian, and then we have Slippery Salmon, Viper, Linsky, Gareth, Master Spread, Clem, Jeffaboom, Scar Tricks, and Fuse Demon all through to Q2. But random user Mike Legend, Schmitty, Speed Freak, and Andrew unfortunately didn't make it. So, lads, get yourself a little beer, get yourself a wee coffee, a drink, whatever, relax and watch Q2 and Q3. It's a long race, and guys, you've got every chance to improve on those positions. Looks like a warm day out there in Azerbaijan, so I would say this is going to be a frantically fast race. Nobody's gone out onto the track just yet. They're all just studying the form.
Got it? Yeah, okay, on three. Ready? 1, 2.
Axel, he's chomping at the bit, and he's wanting to get out there and get himself established on the leaderboard for this Q2. It's always nice to go out and get a full lap in and get your name up there, and then you can just sort of take a deep breath. So I would say Axel's going to send it here, and he's really going to try his damnedest to make this probably a one-lap effort, and then he can then save his tyres for Q3. So that would be my plan if it was me. Just put it, well, some guys would probably do a safe lap and then go for it, but let's see what happens out here, and let's see what times the guys can put in. Quite a few of them out now. So here we go, riding on board with AMS Axel in the Haas this evening at Azerbaijan. Let's see what the top speeds are tonight at the end of this straight. I've seen them reach some incredible speeds up here. ...206 miles per hour before he slams the brakes on, taking every single centimetre out of those two corners. And Axel is definitely going to push on this lap to try and give him a real banker safe lap that he can just enjoy and then relax. 203 miles per hour along there. So this guy is flying. DK suggested to his teammate about helping each other on track, but he didn't get an answer. So who is DK's teammate? Let's just see. He's in the Red Bull. That's Linsky. So maybe Linsky doesn't really like doing stuff like that. Some people don't, because it can be confusing, and sometimes you can get yourself a little disorientated. So flying solo is no bad thing either. So on board here with Axel, and he really is flying, and he has preserved so much battery for the last part of this lap. %60 the battery. 213 miles per hour, and he puts in a 139.720 with Dystopian knocking in a 140 and a 139 by Trappe and 140 by Clem. So the 139s have appeared. I wonder, can anyone put it into the 138s this evening? Riding on board now with Slippy. And Slippy puts it into third position with a 140.182. Again, not a shabby lap whatsoever. And Clem has been knocked down to P5, and Godwin is in 147.55. Godwin and Dystopian will definitely improve in that, and Gareth has put in a 140.892. Hughes Demon has put in a 140.198, and we're on with DK. On the master spread, he's on a lap, so let's ride on board, let's see what he's got. Right now, he needs to be in that early 140s to get safe. And he's just got a 141.019, so master spread is in the danger zone now, but still 9 minutes left to go, and Spreader will definitely improve on that as long as he doesn't have any mishaps. Riding on board with DK, he's just gone through the difficult technical section through the castle where they all take the photographs. That's what all those flashes are. Quite a few watching tonight, so hello to all the viewers and very, very welcome. Please interact with me on Twitch. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us some chat. It's always good to have a bit of chat on Twitch. It keeps me company and gives me something to talk about. Riding on board with DK, Red Bull, Azerbaijan, and he's just about to come over the line and post his lap in Q2. $141.267. So DK hasn't put in the fastest lap that he can do, and he will need to improve on that because he's very much now in the zone where he needs to improve. So he'll go back into the pits for sure. On the Scartrix, he's driving this beautiful Mercedes tonight. He's on his lap now. He's using battery, so let's just see what he can do. Axel still holds that P1 position at the moment with BAIJANPRF1 Viper in second on the 139s and Trappe 139s. So three guys knocking in 139s, and then you've got Darkosh, Slippery Salmon, Clem, Godwin, Dystopian and Gareth Minimad all right down to P10, which is master spread. So Gareth Minimad and master spread and Dystopian, just I wouldn't call safe at the moment because there still are a couple of fairly fast drivers out there. On the Scartrix, and he's just approaching the section. Here he comes. Round it he goes, safely. Oh. Back on the Scartrix in the Mercedes. What's he got? $144.475 is only enough to put him in P13 at the moment. So the second take of this Quali 2 is going to be vital for quite a few guys there. So Let's ride on board with Linsky. He's driving the Red Bull and he's going to start his out lap now, or his quali lap now. Anybody who's just joined the viewing, I'm Gavinbass1. This is PRF1, Tuesday night Lauda division, 50% race and full quali. So Linsky's definitely on a lap because he's starting to use battery. And he's being very conservative with that battery, which is good. Although on this course you can really gain a lot of battery back on the corners and the sector 2 at the end of it. That's nice round there. Everybody's using soft tyres at the moment. Don't blame them. Oh, that's nicely done. There's Godwin, top of the tree. He puts it top of the tree, 139.398. Coming ever so close to this 138. Can anybody squeeze a 138 out tonight? If they do, it will be an incredible achievement. Trappy just beats him right up the beak with that one, and he puts in a 138.984. Trappy, thank you very much for delivering what I thought was virtually impossible. Linsky, fabulous lap for you, 139.970, and that safely will put you into Q3. Take a bow and well done, Linsky. That is a fabulous lap. Well deserved. On with DK. I think there'll be a few guys bouncing back out for a last chance saloon. Certainly Clem, Dystopian and Gareth Minimad will all definitely go out for that last lap. But here we are, we're on board with DK. DK has had a lot of success so far, although unfortunately last race he didn't finish, but he was very competitive on race 1. He's new guy to PRF1, and he has certainly put his name right up there as being somebody to watch out for. Let's see how he handles this castle section. Yeah, he's careful round there. Keeps that nicely within track limits, and now he's given everything to the battery. He's got a lot of it left, and he's going to use it, and he's going to be very fast in sector 3 here, because he's got a lot of energy to use. So he's -8 at the minute, so he's having a good one. And he gets a lovely little toe at the end of his lap. And he'll be loving that. And that puts DK up into 4th position. That was a fantastic lap and a very fortunate one at the end that just helped you definitely get a lovely 139.601, putting you very firmly into P and Q3. Oh, McGareth Mini-Mad. Dystopian's out there too. Let's see who's using most. Master Spread's going. Staying on the Master Spread. Comes round that right-hander. Or left-hander. The final left-hander before this absolute melt of a straight. Master Spread driving the Williams. Right now at this moment in time, he's in the danger zone. So he needs to be getting one early 140s to secure his place. And let's see what he gets. 140, 194 that sticks him in the 9th. So that's not a bad lap whatsoever, but it's panic stations for sure, because you have people like Dystopian behind you, and Dystopian's on a lap, and Dystopian is going to improve on 140.854. I would put my mortgage on it. Let's see how he handles this castle section. Absolutely no bother at all. Absolutely flams it round there. Swings it in and really gets a lot of momentum out of that left-hander at the castle section. And he is flying. He's going to get a tow along the straight as well. He's going to be another guy with a smile on his face. This couldn't have happened at a better time. Right now, he's getting a tow from Clem. I think it's Clem, I'm not sure. But just check this out. There you go. Told ya. 1.146 seconds up on his previous time. So the sandbagging king has done it again. He puts himself very securely into P5. And this is looking really not so good for Gareth Mini-Mad. And, well, let's just see what he can do. 146.83. So Scartrix is going down, Fuse is going down, Jeffaboom is going down, Clem is going down, and it looks like Gareth is going down as well. So there's your top 10. Oh, there's Trappy on with me. He's feeling good, and I can tell you, bud, you're looking good. That lap was outstanding. I didn't think there was a 138 out there tonight, but you did it, and you did it in style. It's amazing whenever I start to talk about lap times and then somebody does it. It's quite a thrill when you see it. That was an absolute phenomenal lap there by Trappy at a 138.984. But let's not just get too rested. Darkosh is in there with a 139.3, and look at all those guys at 139 right behind them. There's really not an awful lot between them, and even Slippery Salmon and Master Spread there are within it, and they've got another chance to get a lap in that may just improve once again. So here we go. It's crunch time. Who's going to be the first person out in that pit today? Who's got the confidence? Just while you're having your out laps, guys, I'm going to have a quick puff of my fags, and I'll be back in just 2 seconds. But I'll keep it on. Let's see who's the first person out. They're all going out, that's for sure. Let's ride on board with the well-deserved P1 after Q2. So I'm just going to stay on broadcast mode here just for a wee second, and I'll be right back with you. And thank you everybody for joining the stream this evening, and I hope you're enjoying it. In the break, I'll publish the tables for your constructors and drivers, and that will give you an indication of how things stand after race 2. But this is race 3, this is Azerbaijan, and this is Gavinbass 1 with PRF1 on a Tuesday Lauda division, and I'll be back very, very shortly. That's me back, guys. It was a very quick cigarette. I had about 5 puffs of it, and I took it right down to the butt. On with the telemetry, on with the lap data, and here we go. We're on board with Trappy. He's on his lap. Can he improve on 1:38? This will be an amazing feat if he does. Good God, this guy's got some pace. There's a caution out there, that's okay. Very rarely do you see any impeding in this league. The guys are really clued in and they're really tuned in to their racecraft and manners. It's a treat to comment on, I must say. But just have a look at this. Whoa! A 1:38.871 from Trappy. Unreal with Darkus on a 1:39 and Dystopian with a 1:39. 3 hellish solid laps there. But we're on with Godwin. And Godwin's one to watch. Always is, always will be. But he has been that lap by the looks of it, just clipping the walls there. So he's going to settle down and charge up again and go. On with Slippy. Back we're on with DK. He's coming over the line. And a 1:47.56 is the best DK can squeeze out of the Red Bull this evening. But that puts him in provisional P5 right now. On with Slippery Salmon. I must say, Trappy, you have every reason to be feeling good, buddy. This could be your night. You get away nice and safely. It's one of those tracks where you can dominate until you get to that straight where there will be a lot of moves made. And you know what? I would expect a DRS zone city, and it'll be pass after pass after pass on the big long straight at the end of this circuit. It happens every race, and I fully expect it to happen here. I don't think anybody's going to run away with this race somehow. But let's just see what Slippery can do in this McLaren. He takes that corner well. He's got pace here. 7th gear, and he'll bang it up into 8th now, and he'll squeeze everything out of this McLaren to the finish line, and he's going to put in the time of 1:40.739, putting him in 7th. Axel still hasn't gone out, so he's going to leave it to the lastminute.com. Let's ride on board with Viper. He's in the Alpine, and he's coming up to the tricky parts of this track where it can all go wrong or it can all go right. But just look at that. That was beautifully taken. Takes all of that corner, and now through the section where we all dread. I've seen many a pile up here. Let's hope there's not one tonight. So Viper's in P5. So there you have it. There's a lot of the times going out now. So Trappy is in provisional pole right now as we speak, with Godwin in second with a 1:38.8. Take a bow, both you guys, Trappy and Godwin, for taking a 1:38 out of this course. That is an incredible lap, and just proves that we have some of the fastest drivers in most of the leagues that I represent and comment on. Those are two fantastic qualifying laps, if ever I've seen them. Oh! Slippery, you were caught on camera making a newbie move. Can happen. So let's ride on board with this guy. This is Darkush, and he's just starting a full lap now, and I'm going to stay right on board with this kick. He's sitting in P3 at the moment, and I don't know whether he's got what it takes, but 1:38 is what he's going to have to aim for to try and get the P2. 1:38, anything below 1:38.8, and he'll be in there. So this is exciting. This is a great quali. Minus 2.65 at the moment, or 2.65. Let's see what he can do. I'm not sure Darkush is going to improve on this. Sector 2. Minus 607. Wow, 1:39.964 keeps him in P3. On with Dystopian. He's on an out lap at the moment. Who's on a lap? Let's have a wee look. Looks like Linsky is about to start a lap now. I'm just going to bounce on with Godwin because he's chasing down that 138.871. Right now, at this moment in time, there's really only nothing in it between Trappe and Godwin. Just look at those two times. 138.871, excuse me, and 138.874. A breath between them. A breath. He's warming the life out of these tires, and he's really, really trying to get the temperature into those soft tires, and he's going to give this loads. So I'm going to stay on board because right now, at the moment, well, there's dystopian that could just upset the apple cart. So just let's see what he's going to do. Right now, Trappe 1, Godwin 2, Darkosh 3, Dystopian 4, Viper is in 5, Master Spread's in 6. That's a great lap by Master Spread. Slippery Salmon is in 7th place for the 145.94 in the Williams. And DK is out again by the looks of it, and he is on a 147.56. Axel still hasn't gone out. So is Axel going to do a lastminute.com lap, or is he just going to stay in P6 at 10? Just really don't know. But the big ask is this guy, and he's on a lap. He's in the Ferrari, and we're on with AMS Godwin. Oh my goodness, 138.5. My goodness, Trappy's getting even closer to a 137. I wonder, is there a 137 out there? But 138.5 is probably one of the best laps I've ever seen round Azerbaijan here in Baku. Yes, Bit, take a bow. Thanks for interacting on Twitch. I love it. I love it. All you need is a good, secure start into that first corner and have a brilliant race, sir. On with Godwin here, and he puts in a 138.874. And that is the end of our qualifying for this evening. On Walensky. He's currently in P10. He's drained everything, and he's finishing off. And he remains in P10, obviously, and that is the end of qualifying here at Azerbaijan. What a fantastic quali, what an exciting quali, and what a close grid we have got this evening. And this will definitely be one hell of a race. So hats off to Trappe, all the way from Scotland in his Aston Martin, putting in a 138.5. That is a lap to be seriously proud of. And that has put out one heck of a marker for the rest of the drivers. But Axel, he put in a 138.850 with one attempt. Godwin puts in a 138.874. 4 people in the 138s, and Viper, Darkosh obviously, then Viper, Dystopian, DK, Master Spread, Slippery Salmon, and in 10th place, Linsky in the Red Bull. And that sets us up this evening for probably a phenomenal race that I just cannot wait for. So lads, keep her lit and keep her clean. This is Gavinbass 1, BAIJANPRF1. We're in Azerbaijan, and please, please, please have a safe and successful race, all of you. Big shout out for Andrew Pip Smith there if he's watching. I'm really, really, really rooting for you, buddy. You're here every single week trying your heart out, and all you need to do is just keep it within track limits. And I'd love to see you in the top 10 if that's possible. But just give it your best shot, sir. And Gavinbass1 will be definitely keeping an eye on you. Trappy P1, Q1, P1, Q2, P1, Q3. So take a bow, and certainly right now at this moment in time, Trappy would be a favourite to win this race this evening, just based on the qualification times. But then you have to add in the boys that know how to race and the guys that have got the patience, the guys that have got the racecraft, and the guys that have got the setups and the strategies right. And that's what they'll be doing right now. They'll be tweaking their fuel, they'll be tweaking their tyres, they might even lower their wings ever so slightly if they can be lowered any further, and they will be trying to squeeze every miles per hour out of these cars tonight. One thing I'm not on top of is what happens to the tyres round here, but I would say this is an inevitable two-stopper. I'm not too sure the tyres will be able to successfully do a one-stop. If they do, brilliant, but I really doubt it. Haven't really seen too many circuits so far in this new F1 25 game that can do it. So, Gazzer says that his strategy says one stop. Yeah, I've seen that before many a time, Gaz, but I can tell you something, it doesn't always work out. That is for sure.
You want to always keep eye contact.
So just while the guys ready up and get all things sorted, I'll just bounce on now and I'll show you some details of where the tables stand as we.
What are you doing in here?
We ran out of staples and pens.
So that's me back. That were the tables, and you can see clearly who's doing what. And I'm just going to turn the Wi-Fi off on my laptop now because I do not want any interruptions whatsoever in this race this evening. So that's me back. Just checking my mic. Gavinbass is ready. Gavinbass is excited. And so far, so good with the stream. It seems to be running quite smoothly since I made those adjustments. That is really pleasing, to say the least. So just a couple of track details for you. I always like to give you as much information as I possibly can. But this is a 6-kilometre anti-clockwise street circuit. Serious top speeds. And the pit lane lost time is about 20 seconds. And that includes the 2.5 second stop for your tyre change. Safety car and virtual safety car probability tonight is quite high at 60% for a safety car and 29% for a virtual safety car. Here we go. They're on their formation lap. We're in Baku in Azerbaijan. We've got a dry race. This is PRF1, Lauda division on a Tuesday night. And I am Gavinbass 1, and I am absolutely thrilled to be commentating on this race tonight. I think we could be in for a bit of a showstopper here, to be honest with you. The quality of these top drivers is phenomenal. They're normally very clean and they're normally very respectful. So I think we are in for a treat this evening and watching some of the simulated F1 racing at its very, very best. There's your tyres. Most of the guys have opted for the mediums. So I have a feeling it's going to be a medium hard race, or it could be just medium hard. A couple of the guys, 5 of them in total, have decided to go with the hards first. And I've got a feeling they might be trying a one-stopper. But I'm really, really uncertain whether that can work. Gareth Minimad, Clem, Jeff Aboom, Hughes Demon and Andrew Pip Smith have all decided to go on the hard tyres. Quite a smart move, really. Mike Legend also in the hard tyres. If you're at the rear end of the grid, yeah, hard tyres is probably quite a good selection because it's not really worth trying to scrap through medium tyres when you're trying to improve on the grid. So they're going for the long game, and I hope it works out for them all. But we're coming up to the line now, and let's see if everybody can park successfully here at Azerbaijan. Right now, at the moment, everybody has safely put their car on the line. Godwin, you made a mistake. Don't let it worry you, buddy. Just keep her down. Viper, he makes a mistake. Rookie mistakes here in Azerbaijan as we start the Grand Prix. We're live. We're in Azerbaijan. We're in Baku. And this is excitement at its utmost here on the starting grid, just waiting on those lights. Here we go. Five reds. Let's go, and we're off. And there's that old battle. Everybody looks as if there's a wee bit of touch in there. Somebody goes off. It looks like a Williams. Oh my goodness, it's a caution. And it looks like Clem had a disaster on the first corner. That is really, really unfortunate. And let's just go down to Clem very, very quickly to see if he's carrying damage, which he is. It looks like he's lost an end plate on the right, and he's got an early pit stop to make. But right on board with Trappy, he got the start that he wanted. That's a dream start. But he's got Axel, he's got Godwin, and he's got all the rest of the guys all on his tail. And the only one that has any separation whatsoever is Scar Tricks from Speed Freak. And there's been a bit of loss of time there, probably because of the incident. So Troppy and Axel have pulled out a lead already on Godwin. And we're just going to ride on with Godwin. And it looks like another caution. And they're slowing away down. What has happened now? Looks like Gareth has had a bit of a touch and he's now lost an end plate. So a bad start and an unfortunate start for Gareth. Was he involved with another McLaren? Yep, it looks like Gareth and Slippy have had an off, and that's really unfortunate because they're both teammates. And I don't know what happened, whose fault it was, and it isn't really my concern to whose fault it was. But look at that, the end plates are really, really destroying their aerodynamics, which put them into the wall there and give them another touch as they jump into the pits and get sorted out. But Slippery Salmon decides just to go on. So they're in the pits and they're getting their bits and pieces sorted out. Gareth wanted to retire there. But we're back to full scale racing and these top three are all at it. And everybody has now bunched up into a DRS zone right down as far as P7. So let's have a look at each driver. Can I have an invite back to retire? Hold on a wee sec, see if I can do that. Race director. Invites. Hold on. Sorry for this, guys.
Hello.
Trying to find Gazer if I've got him.
Yeah, where I showered and changed. So what you do, you just hang out at the bar.
Don't have you online, Gazer. I'm really sorry. You're not showing on my
Actually, you know what? Make it a double.
Yeah, you're not on. You're not added, sir. Not to worry. It is what it is. So are you ghosting then? Let's just have a look. No, you're not. It's okay.
Amazing.
He's happy enough to take the penalty for retiring early because he's just not in the mood and he had a disastrous start. So let's focus back on the race. Yes, it says DNF and I don't know what happened there, Gazer. Really not sure, buddy. But look at the top three. They're away and they're in a peloton now, and it's Godwin, Axel and Trappy that are having a... Godwin. I hope you didn't get any damage. Or was it Godwin? Somebody clipped that. Oh, Godwin lost an end plate there, and Godwin's going to have to come in. I just thought that he clipped the wall there at the dreaded wall of death, and Godwin is going to have to go into the pits. Let's just see if he does that. It is a circuit that I really believe you can't really do very well, especially around these sections. You can run so wide without an end plate. So I would say Godwin is going to go into the pits. Let's see if he does. Doesn't look like it. No, he's not going to go in. He's going to persevere on. Axel puts in a 1:43.587, the fastest lap of the race, and he's taking him the position one off Trappy with Godwin right there. And DK is now on the chase, and he's got 2 seconds to make up to try and get on the tail of these guys. No better guy to be chasing the pack down with Viper, Darkush, Master Spread and Linsky all behind. Oh, there's a bit of close racing going on here between these two guys. And look at that kick, Saba. Oh, unreal stuff, guys. And clean so far. There's a great battle going on here for P4 on the Viper. He's now going to have DRS on this Red Bull of DK in P4, so I would fully expect Viper to be in P4 after the start and finish grid. DK's gathering up battery. He's wanting to defend it as much as he can, but from what I can remember, it's nearly undefensible. This long straight just gives the player behind so much time to make the move, and we're going to see if Viper in this Alpine can take the Red Bull out of P4 and put him securely in front. But these two guys need to work together to try and trap down the Godwin lad. And here goes that move I was talking about. He's going to take it in the inside. DK gives him lots of room, and the move's very, very successfully made into turn one. But DK's having to go on the outside. What's going on here? Inside and outside round that corner. But the kick of Darkosh is taking the position into 4, and that was incredible. What a battle going on here from P4 down. Master Spread sitting in there at the back, and he's taking it all on board. He's definitely knowing what he's watching in front, and he's going to wait for these three guys to knock themselves out, and he'll slip on past, that's for sure. Down to Dystopian. Dystopian hasn't had the best start. Let's have a look at the fastest lap so far was with Axel. And the penalties are no penalties so far. We've got a DNF from Gareth. And then we'll go on to the position changes. And just look at Schmitty. Schmitty, right now at this moment in time, has improved by 8 places. And both Speed Freak and Andrew Pip are up 5. And the biggest losers are Slippery Salmon, Clem, and, well, Dystopian is down 5. And I would say Dystopian will be up there at the end of this race because he has so much skill and racecraft, and he will just completely keep her lit. Back on my Master Spread. He's on this big chase, but they've got 5 seconds to gain to try and get into the Darkosh in P3, who's all out in his own at the minute. But DK's catching him. That Alpine tries to make an inside move there. Viper is on his tail. Let's have a look at Viper. On board. He just moves over to the left slightly, and he just lets DK know, DK, Viper's here, and you just look in your left-hand mirror and you're going to see the pink and blue waving from behind, waiting to pounce and make his move. Axel's all away. He's now got a 2.2 second lead. That surprises me that Trappy and Godwin have allowed that to happen. But Axel just must have incredible pace here at the moment, and he is in a very, very dominant position as we speak right now. So the job for Trappy is to try and chase him down in this Aston Martin, and Godwin is right on his tail. So these two guys need to work together, and I'm quite certain together they can come back and get onto the back of Axel. But Axel is flying, and they're going to find it difficult, but it's doable. Speed Freak gets the first penalty of the race. He gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Just want to have a look at Godwin's car. Is he still running with no end plate? He is. That is a ballsy move if ever I've seen it. So we've got Godwin in third position here. He's right in it, and he's riding on with no end plate. So he's going to have to really watch those corners when he's turning left, I think, because the downforce will be definitely affected terribly with that lack of end plate on the right-hand side. But he's there, and he's thereabouts. And that gap is getting further and further apart as DK is now 5.6 seconds behind Godwin. But it's early days. It's only lap 7 of 26 laps round Baku in Azerbaijan this evening. Down to Fuse. Fuse is in a nice wee race here, and he's tracking down Scartrick, Schmitty and Dystopian. So these four are in a battle as well. Oh. So there's your stops. Dark Rushers had a stop. Jeffaboom's had a stop. Speed Freaks had a stop. Clem's had a stop. And Mike Legend also has had one stop. And Gareth has a DNF. This helicopter view is incredible. Hope you're enjoying it. But look at the pace. Look at the pace. And look at the closeness of this P11 chase. Master Spread's just done Viper, and Viper's not going to sit back and allow that to happen, so we're just going to bounce on again with Viper, because there's a real scrap going on with him and Spreader. He's got the DRS zone. Will he take a move here? I'm not sure he will. He might just wait, but no, these guys don't wait. He's going to make an outside move, and he's just going to have to brake very late into this left-hander. Oh, he doesn't give Spread an awful lot of room there, but he just about pulls that off safely. That could have been ending in tears. But what a battle we've got between Viper and Spreader. Random user, P7, he's romping. Let's ride on board with him, because he's not hanging about either. Driving the Alpine round the technical section. Spreader gets it a wee bit loose there. Loses a wee bit of time, which allows Random to line himself right up. But all three of them are, Spreader's going to have the DRS zone. Oh, he cuts that corner very, very harshly. And he just romps the car there a little. And that just set him off balance. But I would say that Spreader is going to try and make a move here and regain his 5th position off Viper. So let's just see what happens here. He's maybe just too far away. Spreader's going into the pits. But look at this battle going on here with Andrew Pip Smith. He's penalty free at the moment. Please God, do not scud Andrew. But he's having a real weapon of a battle here with Darkush. And he's right on the tail of that kick. And there's a battle from hell going on here in P12, trying to get that P10 position of Schmitty. On with Darkush. And he's pushing. Out the outside he goes, and he makes that stick. And he does indeed. He takes the corner, and he shuts it out. And he leaves lots of room. Look at this battle. 4 of them battling away here like blazes. Inside move made there. That was a beautiful move there. That Mercedes of Schmitty just made an absolute classic switchbacky type move there. And he gets himself up into P10. But Fuse Demon, beware. You've got a Schmitty on your back. Oh, beautiful bit of lake braking there from Schmitty. And Schmitty is very close to this racing bull of Fuse Demon, and I'm certain there's going to be a move made here, although he doesn't have an awful lot of battery, so he's been using a lot to just stay on pace, and he might just use this opportunity. Oh, he clips the wall. He clips the wall. Is Schmitty riding on board with damage? I don't know, but Darkosh has just passed, and he's away too. Wow, DK is in 10th place, and he's just had a pit stop along with Viper and Spreader. Or sorry, Spreader wasn't in, but Schmitty was in. So they're all changing over, and the stops are now starting to pan out. But just look at the race leader of Axel. He is in a league of his own right now at Azerbaijan, and he is 5.7 seconds ahead of Godwin. And Godwin is still racing with a end plate off. So that is a pretty big achievement there. And Godwin will definitely want to be changing that for the second part of this race. Looks like Master Spread or Viper is trying to hunt Master Spread down again. These two are having incredible wheel-to-wheel battles. Now he's got his battery fully charged, and he's going to brake late here, which he does, and he gets that perfectly well, and he's gaining on Master Spread in front. DK's just in front of them. And they've all had one stop. So Viper finds himself out of the DRS zone. Linsky, Scartrix and Andrew are all in the pits now, so everybody is equaling out, and 1:43.349 Dystopian gets the fastest lap of the race. So there goes Dystopian. He has had a stop. He's on fresh. Let's just see what the tyre situation is. Dystopian has jumped onto hard tyres now. He's done 3 laps on them, and he's now chasing down Slippery Salmon. And he really is on a roll here. Oh yeah, he just absolutely robs that McLaren of Slippy, and off he goes. Dystopian's on the charge, and I would expect Dystopian to make up a lot of time here. DK is having a go at Fuse, and he makes it work on the left-hand side round that left-hander, but they're not hanging about here whatsoever. And I'm just going to ride on board with Fuse because he's going to have another bash down the straight. That is for sure. Lots of energy in the battery and a long straight to do it in. But look, he needs to get closer than that, and DK's going to defend. DK's got very little battery, so he's vulnerable. So if you give that a squeeze now, Fuse, you just might... I think you're just a wee bit too far. Let's see. Yep, you're too far. Just hang on to your energy. That time will come. Oh, inside move there. What happened there? Wow, that was weird. That looked like a ghost. Not too sure what happened there. I think Fuse Demon is lagging. Is Fuse Demon out? Let's just see if I've got Fuse in here. See if I can send him another invite. There's something wrong here.
Was out the outback in Port Aransas where you claimed to work as an irregular.
Well, did you talk to the manager?
Sent you an invite there, Fuse, if it helps. I'm not too sure what's going on with you, bud, but it looks like you're lagging out there. So Master Spread still chasing down Viper. This has been a race between two guys this evening. And they've got DK in P5, Dark Ush in P4. And I'm just going to run down each and every driver now to give you an example of where they all are. And I'm going to give you an idea of where they are in terms of stops. So Godwin takes the pit stop, he gets his wing on, and he gets himself right back into racing shape. Did he change that wing? Yes, he did. Good on you, sir. Big job for you to do now, but you're the man. Fuse Demon still made to make a stop, and he is now chasing down Godwin. Speed Freak's got 3-second penalty, and Jeff Aboom has a 10-second penalty to serve. So I don't know whether that was speeding in the pit lane or whatever, but I'm just looking through it. There's your tyre situation. Fuse Demon still on 12-lap old hards, so he hasn't had a stop yet. And Clem is an 11-lap old hard, so they'll be making stops probably quite soon. Let's just see what pans out. There's your position changes. So the biggest winner at the moment is Random. He is up 6 places. And Schmitty is 5, Speed Freak 5, Andrew 5. Andrew's having a fantastic race here. And he is penalty free this evening at Azerbaijan. And that is very, very good to see. Have you been practicing, Andrew? I don't know, but that's really, really good to see. Well done, sir. Back to Viper. P5, and he's chasing down DK. So this is going to be a battle for P4. Viper just clips the wall ever so slightly there, so he's pushing really hard, and here comes the outside move. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. He takes the line, and he takes that inside move, and DK tucks in behind, and DK is going to have a go back as soon as he possibly can. So what a scrap going on here for P4. But guess who's in the mix? Mr. Master Spread. Never rule this guy out. He's always there, and he's always thereabouts. And he's starting to get himself back into form on this game of 25. He was very, very, very quick and very, very hard to beat in the 24 game. And it looks like he's just taken a little while to get really, really back into his stride in the 25 game. And I don't think he would disagree with that. One of the top drivers in some of the other leagues that I used to drive with was Master Spread. So don't ever rule this guy out, because he is a contender, and I can assure you he will be up there at the end of the season. On with DK. Can he make the move on Viper? Up the inside he goes, and he takes the position, and he makes it stick. And there goes that position change on the end of that big straight. This is going to be epic in terms of that's going to happen nearly every lap at some stage. These DRS zones are really, really tight. Oh, he nearly clips the wall, and DK makes advantage there. What superb racing we've got here in P4 with Viper and DK having such a scrap. The wise man that he is sitting behind, just waiting on these two, knocking themselves out. And I would nearly bet that Spreader is just going to pounce whenever he sees the opportunity. So Spreader is in a very, very nice position there, and I reckon these two are fighting so hard that they might make an error and Spreader will jump on it. Let's hope it's not an error that causes damage and it's kept clean. Godwin's right there now. He's in P7 and he's now on the tail of these four, and this is going to be the race to follow throughout this race without a doubt. But look at Dystopian. Dystopian's up to P10 and he's in a really good race with Linsky and Random. Just riding on board with Random here at the moment because he just might have an opportunity to make a move because he's going to have DRS on Linsky here, who's currently holding P8 in the Red Bull. No battery left, unfortunately, so he's had to use a lot of it to try and stay where he is. So whether the DRS zone is going to carry him, Godwin fastest lap of the race, 1:42.355. And look at this outside move of the Racing Bull of Dystopian. He's ruthless and he takes no prisoners. And by goodness, he's taken 2 prisoners at one time. And right now, I would say Dystopian will have the overtake of the race so far. Although he's getting absolutely bombarded with these other 2 drivers. And this is an absolute belter going on here. And Dystopian is fighting for his life to try and stay ahead of Random. And he's done so. But by goodness, he nearly made a phenomenal 2-man overtake there, and that made for some fantastic viewing. Well done, Dystopian. Keep it up, brother. But he's on a move. He's now got himself up into P9, lap 16 of 26 here at Azerbaijan in Baku. This is PRF1. It's the Lauda division, Tuesday nights, and I'm Gavinbass 1, and this is race 3 of season 12, and what a race it is. But just look, I've got to give this guy some credit when credit's due. Here's Axel in the Haas, and he has been dominating this race. He pulled away early, and he's just improving and improving and improving. And Trappy is not going to win this race tonight if things continue the way they are. And then there's a lot of separation to Darkush, and then DK in P4 with a massive scrap on his hands with Master Spread hanging in there. Back down to Random. Now Dystopian's got Linsky in his sights and he's going to make the move on Linsky and he's going to make that stick. Dystopian is flying and he's proven to us all the worthy race winners that he's been in the past and the worthy league winner that he has been in the past. And he's showing sheer class out here, as always, even after the poor start that he did have. Incredible racing here in PRF1 this evening. Oh, what's happened there? Was there a bit of touchy-feely there? I'm not too sure, but I'm riding on board with Godwin. Just going to check that everything's okay. Yep. Everything's okay. There's no wings gone there. I think there might have been a little touch there. I just missed it by a split second as they go through this left-hander up through the castle section. And Godwin is flying. And Master Spread has got a real threat on his tail here now. And Godwin will have DRS on the next section. Wow. Wow, wow. What a late break that was. And this is phenomenal. These guys are all ramping up together. And this is going to be a DRS zone from ever I've seen it. Here's DK in P3. Then you've got Viper in P4 in the Alpine. Then you've got Master Spread in the Williams in P5. And then you've got Godwin in P6. And Godwin is making a move and he makes it stick. And he's now round Spreader. And Godwin has now put himself into the 5th position in this race. And that is fabulous stuff and exciting to watch on with DK. And he's trying his best now to make the move on Viper. And this has been a real tough battle the whole way through this race. And respectful racing from both of them so far. Oh, he just clips the wall ever so slightly. Just shows you how hard these guys are pushing to try and stay on the pace. But the race of the evening is definitely here, and I don't know what the tyre situation is, but will these hards ride out to the end of the race, or will they not? DK sitting with 87% of battery, and Viper is sitting with 100% of battery. So Viper has got all the tools in the toolbox to protect and obviously try and defend this narrow lead that he has over DK in P3. DK wants that podium, and he's not going to stop at anything. So he's going to push, and Viper gets squirrely there. Viper's going, oh, I thought he was going to go into the pits or something there, but that's not the pit entry. Don't know what Viper was doing there. Maybe just trying to confuse DK, but you can't confuse a Scotsman. And I'll tell you what, he's going to make a move here, and he's going to take himself up into the podium positions provisionally if he can make this stick, and he will. Here it goes. Is he going to take him in the inside? Of course he is, because that then shuts the corner out, and he makes that move. And look at Godwin coming up in behind, and he gets robbed. Viper gets doubly nicked here, and there's an absolute phenomenal battle going on here for this position 3. They all want that step on the podium, and they are fighting furiously to get it. I'm Gavinbass 1, this is Azerbaijan, and this is PRF1 at its very, very, very best. No safety cars, no nothing. It's clean, good, very, very competitive racing tonight. Riding on board with Godwin. And then I'm going to have a wee look at Random User. He's making life hard for Dystopian. He just touches the wall there as well, so he just needs to settle down. He needs to build up that battery as much as he possibly can so they can make a move on Dystopian. Dystopian's only got 52%, so they're sitting very equally on battery power, and there should be a move coming up here, and Dystopian is vulnerable right now from Random User in the Alpine, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's another move made for a position change on the start-finish grid. And Dystopian is pushing, and he just got a little bit close to the wall there, and Random User is racing like a true champion here, and he's going to take this P8 down the straight. Here it comes. Has he got enough? He's used so much. He's now got DRS. Dystopian just will not let that position go too easily. That is for sure. So this is going to be a battle to the end. And I'm going to bounce on to Linsky here. He's having a go at Scar Tricks. Oh no, he's not. He's just jumped into the pits. Sorry, me bad. Random User have another go. Him and Dystopian are fighting hard. That might be dangerous, but it's clean. All worked out fine, but Dystopian is defending like a true professional, gaining battery as he can on every corner to keep that defence alive from Random User, who is right on his gearbox, and he's not easing up at all. Andrew Smith gets the first penalty of the evening, 3 seconds, but why did he get that? He just must have crossed over the line again. But only one penalty tonight, sir, so far. That's very, very good. And well done, Andrew. And you're in P16. So, brilliant. You've had your own battle tonight, Andrew, and there's been some really good racing between you and Clem. And I think it was Clem anyway. My memory's not too good at this age. I'm 61 years of old, so deteriorating fast, so the old memory starts to go, you know. That's all in front of you guys. But look who's in front of this guy. It's Dystopian, and it's the Random User. They're racing really, really hard here. And Dystopian is defending his life against random at the moment, and he's just not letting the guy build any distance whatsoever. This is, oh, off goes the kick. Oh, Darkosh has binned it, and we've got a caution, and I really do believe that could be a safety car. Depends on how much damage there is. Maybe it's not, but he's definitely lost a wing. So Darkosh's race, for me, is over, and he can't recover from that. That's just really tough on lap 21 of 26. But this battle continues at the front. DK is fighting this guy Viper, and Godwin has now got himself way ahead in P3. So 3-second penalty for Godwin. That just might be crucial, although you do have quite a lead and you are pushing so hard on those hard tyres. There's your tyre situation. Some guys have bounced onto the softs. They're going to try to go for the fast lap. And the fast lap at the moment is held by Godwin at 142.3. So let's just see if the guys bouncing onto the softs can do anything about that. But everybody else has done every tyre change and every stop that they're going to make. They've got 5 laps to go here in Azerbaijan, and we're still on board with Godwin. And Godwin has just taken one of the back markers, I think that was, and he's now on a roll. Bouncing on with DK. This is where the race for oh, there's a virtual safety car. Yeah, I thought something happened there. So we're on a virtual safety car. So this might give some guys an opportunity to bounce into the pits. It will be interesting to see what goes on here. And we'll just stay on board with the Axel at the moment. He didn't want to see that, but he's safe enough. And hopefully the Delta will keep Trappe and Godwin away from him, because he doesn't deserve to be raced at the end of what has been a phenomenal, outstanding, single-handed performance in this Haas with Axel. So I hope that virtual doesn't turn into a full safety car. I don't think it has. It looks like it's gone away, and they're back to racing speed. And we're on with DK again, and he's chasing down Viper. They're back to racing speed. Lap 22 of 26, Azerbaijan. And it's coming to the final parts of this race, and it's been a very exciting, very productive and very skillful race between so many drivers. Just going to bounce down to the boss here for a minute, and the boss is having a wee scrap with Fuse. These two guys are probably good friends. Fuse was a commentator before, and Clem is the owner of the league. So they're having a wee battle. I'm sure they're going to have a wee chat about it later. So a lot of defending going on here from Fuse, but Clem, he's got a full battery. And Fuse has got a full battery. So this is going to be a right wee battle to the end, but unfortunately I'm going to have to just bounce up to the closest race there is. And this is this master spread. He's now lost a bit of pace to DK, and DK is on this tail again of Viper. And he's going to try another move ASAP. But don't do it too soon. You've got plenty of time. 23 laps out of 26, 3 to go. You're both on equal tyres, 13 laps each. Scartrix, I haven't been on with you much tonight, buddy. You've had an incredible race. You've increased by 7 places. But you haven't really, from what I could see, been involved in too many close battles. And that's why I haven't been on you very much. But a P8 for Scartrix and 7 positions up is a very, very good achievement. And take a bow. Well done, Scartrix. But DK and Viper, they're having a real battle, and it's going to be a battle of the batteries. It's going to be a battle of the skills, and this old start and finish line is producing a lot of overtake moves, And can DK do it again? I think he probably can. He'll hit that DRS button and he'll go up the inside. And we'll go on to real-time view on the helicopter view. And just look at that view as we then watch DK making the move once again on Viper. Lap in, lap out. These two guys are fighting furiously. And he's got Viper on the outside, and Viper's trying to make the inside move here. And they are wheel to wheel, neck to neck, and this is phenomenal racing between these two guys. And Viper makes it stick in the inside, and he takes the position back from DK. What a race these two guys are having. Godwin somebody got a penalty there. Let me just see who it was. Don't know who it was, but I don't think it's going to affect really anybody in the points. But this is the closest battle. I think they're about the lap speed freak here. I don't know what happened to Fuse earlier, but it's good to see that he's back in the race. So let's see. Oh, that's ghosting. So just drive through him if he's ghosting. And I'm sure Viper will do that. So both safely through, and that doesn't interrupt their race whatsoever, thankfully. Random user has not finished. I don't know what happened to Random. It looks like he has just retired from the race after his bit of an off. So he's retired, which is unfortunate because he was in the running and was having a very, very good race. But these things happen and you move on. But here comes DK. They're now being hunted down by the ghost of Darkosh. Or sorry, Speed Freak. Darkosh is still very much in the race in 8th position. And he is closing time down on Dystopian. And he is going to have a blatter in the last lot of laps if he can get back onto the tail. And he's pushing very, very hard to do so. And it looks like he is catching Dystopian at quite a rate. He's pulling that in, but can he pull it in enough to get onto the DRS zone on the final lap? I find it doubtful, but let's see. He must keep this clean. Lap 26, last lap, Azerbaijan PRF1, and this is the Lauda division, and I'm Gavinbass 1, and this has been a phenomenal race, and DK and DK and Viper are going to have a scrap to the end, that's for sure, and it's going to be a battle on the last line. But here is your race winner, without a doubt. Go on, DK, Gazer says. Gazer's cheering you on, DK. It's been a great race, I must say, between the two of them. Trappy's in second. Godwin's in third. DK is in fifth, with Viper in front of him in fourth. And this is going to be the move of the race, if this can be pulled off by DK on the last lap. But I have got to stay and welcome home the leaders. And here he comes. Axel, you have had an incredible race, and you very, very, very firmly deserve this win. That was an example of somebody who just took the bull by the horns and took it right out. But here we come. It's Axel first, Trappy second, Godwin third, and we're going to see if DK can make the move. He can't. It looks like Viper. Oh my goodness! They touch wheels as they go over, and Viper just gets it by 7 thousandths of a second on the start and finish line. And those two guys had an incredible race. And Viper, you done amazing. Absolutely amazing to hold DK off there. And you take a bow, sir. DK, you take a bow. And Master Spread gets himself in. He's in 7th place. Linsky's in 10th at the moment. Slippery Salmon 11th. Schmitty 12th. Fuse Demon 13th. And Clem 14th. What a race. What excitement. And I'm sure there may be a couple of tickets presented to the stewards this evening. I don't tend to comment on whose fault or whatever, but there were a couple of incidents, racing incidents more than likely. But there it is. You've got Axel taking his trophy. He'll throw that up on the air. No, he's not. He's just such a humble guy. He's just going to keep it in his hands, but he will spray the champagne. And the Haas driver is elated tonight. Ferrari and the Aston Martin driver in third, I think it was. Race winner tonight, Axel. Fastest lap was Godwin. Driver of the day was Scartrix. Most overtakes, Scartrix. And the cleanest driver this evening was Linsky. What a fabulous race. A true delight to comment on, and very much great fun this evening with PRF1 Lauda Division. As always, big shout out to the owners, big shout out to the stewards, big shout out to the admins, working furiously behind the scenes as always to provide this fantastic league and platform for you guys to have a great Tuesday night and a great racing platform for you all to express yourselves as racers and drivers. And such a clean league and such a respectful league to be involved in. Also, a big shout out to everybody that raced tonight, and a shout out to those who didn't end up doing well in the race because of DNFs and whatever. These things happen. All you do is regroup, refocus, and you've always got next week. Always got next week. Remember that, guys. It's only race 3, and not too sure where we are next week. But again, here's a quick look at the tables before I log. So there you have it. That's the end of the night. I'm Gavinbass 1. This was PRF1, and this was the Lauda Division, and a phenomenal race it was. Wish you all a very, very enjoyable week, and I'll see all the guys on Saturday night again for the 100% Hamilton Division, and that should be an amazing race too. Really glad I seem to have got the internet fixed. Looks like we've had a trouble-free night here at Gavin Bass's home, and let's hope that continues. So on that note, keep her lit, keep her clean, and good night.
Gavinbass on the microphone. The energy is high, feel the vibe in the zone. Engines roar as the lights go down. Racers ready, it's a battle for the crown. Who will rise? Who will stand tall? On the top step, they'll answer the call. With hearts racing and spirits ignited, the champion's moment is finally sighted. Adrenaline pumping, the crowd is alive. Speeding through corners, they take the dive. Every lap counts, the stakes are set. In this game of skill, there's no room for regret. Listen closely, hear the engine scream. Chasing glory, living the dream. Battles unfold on the asphalt track. In pursuit of victory, there's no turning back. Feel the thrill as the tires grip tight. Under the stars, everything feels right.